Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the last flea market of 2025. Yeah, this happened in November and mainly over the winter month I do like a little, pause in terms of flea markets to, not constantly have stuff around me to, clean and all of that, which I still do because, then I have online purchases or whatever. But the idea behind this is that I slow a little down, I calm a little down over the winter. And this was the last one in November of 2025. I'm filming this now already in 2026, in March, quickly, shortly before Easter actually, so it might be that I've forgotten a couple of things, how everything happened and price-wise or whatever. But I definitely remember that I have footage from 2 days. The first day, not so much, it was Karlshorst. So the last Karlshorst weekend, the antique flea market there where I usually find good stuff. This day, I didn't even take the camera out for I don't know what long time before I actually almost wanted to leave, but then I found this one seller and I definitely want to show you the stuff. I actually found some pretty cool stuff, but then I didn't pick it up for a reason. Let's just see.
Könnte sein. Also Polly ist ja meine Hauptsammelleidenschaft.
Ja, bei mir ist es ja My Little Pony. Das sieht man ja fast nie. Meine Barbies ist schön zu sehen, aber oh guys, this is really hard. I met someone. Do you want to? Willst du im Video sein? Gar nicht. She done like everybody. Nobody ever wants to be in my videos. I don't know how the other YouTubers are doing it, but nobody ever wants to be in my videos. But I met someone who have even bought from other flea markets, and she's a Polly Pocket collector, and we are both now at the same vendor here, and it's mainly Barbie and Monster High and whatever. And there's this one small thing of Polly Pocket, and here's the school stamp in school. I do have this. I don't need it, also not for this price, because it's like 40 euro. Like I wouldn't need a double for this price. I wouldn't even sell it for that much, even if I sell it Toyplosion. But this I don't have, and this is 12, and maybe I would be able to get it for 10. But this other person, I just show you a code. This is this other person. She also wants it, and she also collects Polly Pocket more than me. So I will probably not buy it. So there you go, you can buy it, and maybe you send me some photos. Vielleicht schickst du mir ein paar Bilder, ob du irgendwas anderes hast, was noch für mich. Was
Barbie liebst du am meisten, ne?
Nein,
Ponys.
Nein, Ponys liebe ich am meisten. G1 Ponys. But Polly Pocket, Barbie oder alles, was auch aus der Zeit ist. So everything that's from this era. Cotton style Barbie. Now I'm going to also show you all this booth here because it's pretty amazing. It's just like a little too expensive for my taste. There's some fashions. There's like a McDonald's Barbie, but like it's the prices are higher than what I sell myself when I sell at Toyplosion. So I'm not gonna buy a pret-a-porter fashion for 28 euro. It's not my price. If I would want it very badly, I would search for it online and get it even maybe for a better price. This full box is like clone dolls or just body donors or whatever you want to get it. And then this is all, not all, but a lot of Barbie. It's very cool stuff. Like we've got Dixie, the foal from the 80s twice, and then, but most of it is not 80s or 90s. Most of it is newer. We have a couple of dolls of the world here. I think this is the China dolls of the world. They're 90s. There's the French dolls of the world from the mid-90s. Here we've got a Shani. It's a Jewel and Dazzle Shani. I don't know what we have here. This is the it's one of the Fairytopia dolls. This is Barbie movie dolls. I don't know which ones. Musketeer, Barbie and the Musketeers. This one is absolutely stunning. I love it, but it's one of the birthday wishes. She's very pretty. I don't know what her price is like. I don't see the price. It's probably I guess 40, 50 or something. 50, I was guessing right. So I don't even nope. It's nice about one of the Barbie extras. Yeah. Here we've got another Dolls of the World. This is one of the what's the name? Native American. It just says it. Native American. I don't know. Yeah, this is the one with the so with the diva face. I don't know who this is. This is probably also something. Is it from the might not be her dress. It might, I don't know. It's something from the 2000s. There's a Tycho Ariel, but I have this exact one. So maybe I can zoom in a little bit for you. Yeah, the little Polly Pocket charm would have been the only thing I would have bought, but I don't need it. Then there's lots of stuff here. There's some mycene over there, but I'm also good with mycene. I get another one in a trade. And yeah, what's here? Some furniture, random stuff. Then over there lots of more modern, not necessarily modern, because I see a lot of G1 Monster High, so that's not necessarily modern, but like LOL OMG. Oh yes, one of the Create a Monster High ones. Enchantimals and Monster High puzzles, and yeah, I think most. No, there's also some G3 in the front here. I guess that's mostly G3 in the front here, but then I don't know what all of this is. Honestly, I was not like planning to film today, but I need to film this for you because it's just so cool. It's just the prices are not that cool. So the only one I would be interested in would be the birthday wishes, but I can't afford it. I don't even have that money with me, so I'm not going to flea markets to pay 50 euro or something. But it's super cool. So, and there's also some more baby stuff. Maybe let's grab in this box. Look at this guy. Whatever. What is he? Then there's lots of fake Monster High and fake, I don't know, that you just buy on AliExpress or something, I guess. This is not, she is still on an okay body. She's probably very, very early 2000s or late 90s, because she is already the that Generation Girl face. Steffi loves, and newer Steffi Love, older Steffi Love. I don't know, probably boyfriend of Steffi Love or something. I was hoping there's maybe a Petra in here, but I don't see one. I just see this body that's similar to a Petra body, but it also isn't. So, nope. Then there's also like baby dolls, smaller toddler-sized dolls. Yeah, as I said, I was not planning to film. I took the camera with me just for the heck of it, and I thought if there's anything super interesting that I want to show you, and this vendor was super interesting, that's why I wanted to show it to you. I did not buy anything. I gave the Polly Pocket charm to the other girl. It's a woman. She's following me on Instagram, so she apparently will show me some other stuff that she maybe has doubles of, which is also her main collection is Polly Pocket, and my main collection is not Polly Pocket anymore, so she can have this, and this is something that she's missing, so maybe she has something else for me. Let's see. This is almost the end of my first round, so I will definitely now take also out the camera for you, so you can at least see some other stuff, and this video is not just consisting of this one seller. Okay, you saw that the seller had lots of cool Barbies. This was really nice, you know, setup and all, but more like a toy show setup to me, not really flea market, because sorry, no flea market prices at all. That's not what I go to flea markets for. This would be something I go for to a toy show for, but yeah. But then I found this box of Polly Pocket stuff, and I really would have liked to pick up this little charm, it's from a necklace. It's called Princess Polly's necklace. I'm like, but I met this other person there, and she I've met her at flea markets. I have also purchased stuff from her before when she was set up at the flea market, and she is a huge Polly Pocket collector. She is a way bigger Polly Pocket collector than me. Actually, the only thing that she collects really is Polly Pocket. And we were talking and la 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 la, and I left her this necklace, Polly Pocket necklace, because she said that's one of the only things that she still needs. She doesn't have it. And truth is, she is a bigger Polly Pocket collector than me, so I just said, you can purchase it, it's fine. The other thing was the stamp in school, which I do have. She still picked it up. This would have not been a price, but I think the Princess Polly necklace, I don't remember what they wanted for it, maybe 10 euro or something, which would have been a fine price for me, because those jewelry pieces from Polly Pocket are to die for. But hey, I was nice and I just gave it to her. I already felt like this might not be a good day anyway, so why then? You can just pick it up, it's fine. So, and it definitely continued not being a nice day, because then I had really big trouble with a vendor. I will still show you the footage a little bit, because I was rummaging in a box with lots of not lots of, but there were McDonald's Barbies in there, and I was a little bit interested in them, because I guess at that point a couple of them I didn't have, or maybe one of them at least. But then the seller came over to me and screamed at me because I was filming, and she kept, throwing, numbers of, things why it is forbidden to film at flea markets and blah blah blah, and she will call the police and blah 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 blah. And I tried to explain to her that this is just, I'm not even making money with it. I don't film any faces, I only film the stuff and the paragraphs that she told me and all of that. And I'm pretty sure you are allowed to film if you are not, filming people's faces and all of that. And then you know what, it wasn't even her table. She was from like 2 tables over it. She just wanted to scream at people. And the person who actually, the box belonged to, he didn't even have anything against me filming. So it was horrible. It was really, I was crying at that point. I was like crying at the flea market for being yelled at for filming. And this is not the first time, but it was the most horrible time. And yeah, this happens when you are at the flea market with a camera. People think you want to earn a lot of money of putting people's crap boxes online. What do they think? What do I do? I just want to film this because I want to show you the experience of me being there, finding stuff, showing you what's out there. And my videos are not monetized. I don't make money for a reason. I don't want to have to deal with all of this, stuff behind it. I have a normal job that earns my money, and I don't make money with this. Anyways, show you this clip, but then it definitely got better.
Ja, mit dem Rüssel nach oben bringt er einfach durch.
Schulferien machen gerade. Nee, wir haben Anfang des Jahres angefangen, aber auch so mehr aus Spaß heraus.
Ja.
Und dann sagt ihr, Mensch, filmen da mal die Bude, das ist doch so witzig.
Ja.
Und dann habe ich gesagt, okay, und jetzt machen wir immer so mit meinen Zuschauern sozusagen die Erstbegehung in den Wohnungen bei Wohnungsauflösung.
Das mögen viele Leute, glaube ich. Ja.
Oh Mensch, ist ja schön, ist ja spannend.
Deswegen, da wäre ich auch dabei, wenn das da viel Spielzeug.
Komische He-Man-Figur.
Ja.
Vielleicht ist das was richtig Verrücktes.
Also die gefällt mir, weil sie pink ist. Ich bin eigentlich Mädchenspielzeugsammler, deswegen hat mich die jetzt gerade angesprochen. Ich kenne die jetzt auch nicht, weil das ist ja keine He-Man-Figur, es ist ja nur irgendeine, also es ist sowas in der Art, es wird in der gleichen Zeit rausgekommen sein, aber ist kein He-Man, genau, es ist irgendeine andere Reihe. Also ich sammle halt Ponys, Barbies, Polly Pockets und alles, was niedliche Sachen sind.
Aber dir mal meinen Kanal ein, ja. Mich an. Ich habe also Barbie-Puppen, kistenweise würde ich nicht sagen, aber...
Du hast welche, ja. And yeah, I found these 2 pieces. Also funny that the seller of this was actually a YouTuber himself. I don't know him. He's more like, he explained to me, because I overheard a conversation of him talking to his buddy there. It was like blah, 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 YouTube, and hyping doesn't bring anything. Well, I was like, and I asked him of this, are you a YouTuber? And yes. Apparently he makes videos when he goes into people's, into like storage units or something like that, and he's rummaging around stuff. But not toys at all. He's not knowledgeable with toys. It says it's not his thing. He's like more like really antiques and stuff like that. So he clearly didn't know what this was, but he was also honest about it. He said, look, I don't know, this looks like a He-Man figure. They might be worth a lot. I don't want to ask a lot. And he with this, he didn't know what it is at all. He's like, little car, but this actually is a Polly Pocket. And he charged €1 per piece, and that kind of made my day, that I actually found really cool stuff. That might not look like the most extraordinary crazy stuff for you, but this is a Polly Pocket I don't have. I mean, it started with a Polly Pocket for me this day, which I left, and then I don't know, the flea market gods came back to me and said, okay, you can at least have this little bus here, because this is the Polly's Classroom on the Go. It's from the On the Go sets where they had like vehicles. They open up. Ta-da! This one opens up like this. By the way, if you have it here, of course the door is. Whoop. Here from the outside. But technically, you see the children in there. It's like a school bus. But I don't know why a school bus would would have this interior, but it does. No figures, of course, but what can I expect for €1 at the flea market? It's really cute. It's a little bit of a later set. It's from 1996, and it's definitely not a common set. It is definitely a rarer set. It doesn't mean it's a very expensive set. I mean, if you have, I think it comes with 2 figures and 1 easel. The easel is here, by the way. That didn't. Yeah, this is the easel here. Ta-da! Because it has its place really where it goes. There. So this is a loose piece, but is this actually also a loose piece? I don't know what this exactly here is. It looks more like a Lego piece, but maybe this does something. But it comes with 2 figures. If it is complete and in good condition, then this can go for €60 or something online. But without figures, probably more like, I don't know, 20 or something like that. It's not the most, I don't know, typical thing if you just see it. That's why it was a box of, Matchbox or something, or like Hot Wheels, and this thing was laying in there, and I was just like, looks pastel, and yes, Polly Pocket. So, good pickup for me. Those are not the Polly Pockets that I, collect the most, but I had one of this On the Go sets, the one from, I think 1 or 2 years before, so 94, 95, the Stable On the Go. A really common one. I had this one as a child, and technically these are little cars. But I like to have this. So gonna keep this, not also give it to someone else. And then what's this? This is technically even the better find. I don't know. I'm a doll collector. I'm a pony collector. Yada yada yada. But this is one of the best finds, like, I don't know, in a while for me. It is so cool. This is not a He-Man figure, but it is a He-Man adjacent figure. You can see it. It has this, you know, 5.5 squat body with these super muscular, you know, features. You know, wearing like a, I don't know what this is here, a little furry underwear and all. Very He-Man adjacent. Though not from He-Man, but from one of the many knockoff lines. And these He-Man Motu knockoffs are very expensive. They're more expensive than the actual He-Man figures, at least for a couple of them. But let me tell you, I cannot really tell you which line this is from. It has a Sun Gold stamp here. So Sun Gold is a company that made, for example, the Galaxy Warriors or Galaxy Heroes and stuff like that. Some of those lines are, some of these characters can be really expensive. But they don't have this articulation, because this one has additional articulation, which actually normal He-Man figures don't have, or like 5.5 similar figures. But the head mold is clearly from Sun Gold, and also probably then the body mold itself. That's why it still has here. Maybe they just got the molds, this other company, because the head mold is from one of the Galaxy Warriors, from Magnon or whatever he's called. That's what I was able to find out. If you put this one in Google Lens or so, then what comes up are actually Turley Gang. But also Turley Gang figures don't have this articulation. Turley Gang is, I think, a little more later 90s, late 80s, early 90s, because it is ripping off also like He-Man plus Turtles. It has characters that are green and look, you know, like frogs or turtles or something. So it's a little bit a mix of He-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it tells me online that this guy is from Turley Gang, but it can't be. There's also no, I couldn't find any like of him on the card, so I don't think it is. But it would make sense, because the Turley Gang characters used the Sun Gold molds as well. So I don't know what he is, but he is pink. How many of these do you find with pink and purple and light blue? I mean, look at these. This is the best one ever. I mean, it has even one of these accessories here. Yeah. Whatever this is, this belt thing. And I think he came with an armor plate, a blue armor plate that you would put in front of him. He is either early 90s or like late 80s or mid 80s or something like that. He is legit, and he is an expensive figure. Like, I have seen him online, although this person then didn't say what he was. He just called it, I don't know, Sun Gold, whatever, He-Man knockoff or something. And it didn't even have this one here, and it sold for 80 euro. So I guess this is a really good one. I will not sell him, I will keep him, because, you know, I do collect these, not like crazy, but I really like to pick those up. And he's pink. What better figure to fit for me than a pink He-Man knockoff? Okay. But this was clearly everything that I found, like this Saturday there. Can he stand? He can actually stand, but, you know, he probably will fall very soon. So the next day, Sunday, I also met Cotton Candy Kittens at one point. It was the usual Beestuff flea market. So the last time Beestuff happened for me in 2025.
Hier. Du bist ein super Typ. Gerne, gerne. Das ist nett, ne? Guck mal, wie findest du sowas? Magst du sowas auch? Ich spiele immer.
And it started with a Furby for me. I am not the biggest Furby fan. I'm not the biggest Furby collector. I don't want to like fool you here. I don't know much about Furbies, but I've always said that if I would find like pastel one, an original one, and from the very like first couple of years, so like from the late 90s, early 2000s, so from the first generation, and he's cheap, then I would pick it up. And this happened here. This was really super early at the flea market. The people were just starting to unload some boxes, and I saw him in one of the boxes that they were starting to, I don't know, pack out or whatever. And I don't know, asked them, and I said €5, and I grabbed him. This is a baby Furby. It is from the kind of, you know, first, see, he's falling, from the first generation, or I don't know if you call them generations. from the very first one. So Tiger Electronics. It has a stamp of 2000 on it, though online it tells me that this one came out in 1999. It is the mint green color one. It's a little weird to me that the thing here, the battery cover, tells me 2000 when it's actually from 1999. This way around it doesn't make sense. It should be the other way around. So I guess they maybe released him again or whatever then in 2000 or in 2001. It works. If you don't know what Furbies are, I mean, I guess you probably know what Furbies are. Furbies are these, you know, animatronics that you were supposed to, you know, learn them a language, or they learn your language and you learn Furbish, and they are interactive with each other, and there's lots of creepypasta about them of, yeah, I don't know, Furbies waking up at night and destroying you, or also, like, you know, stuff like some, like, you know, like, I don't know, some police, some countries' police banned them or something, the FBI, or I don't know, because people thought they could, because it's meant that they can learn your language, but they cannot record. It was like they could spy on people, or they can't. So there was lots of stuff around, you know, like 1999, that's when they came out by Tiger Electronics, and then, you know, the early 2000s, that people, you know, Furbies were a big thing in every way. I don't know, I was not really into it ever back then. I thought, I mean, I remember the advertisements and all. I knew what Furbies were, but I never wanted to have one. I don't know, it never appealed to me. But I do like the typical looking ones, the ones that are, you know, colorful, like, not, I don't want to have a brown or a tiger stripe one or something like that. But this pastel little guy here in this mint green color, and he works. I, of course, had no idea. I tried it. Let me put the battery back in, because technically they don't have a like on and off switch. At least that's what I see. I don't see any. I just see a reset button there. So I really think you cannot turn them off, which I think they changed that in later generations. But there we go. I don't know really what you do with Furbies, but he sometimes does something and sometimes it doesn't do anything. So you're cute, but I will take the battery out of you again. Baby sagt Sonne. Okay, that sounds really German. That's like baby says sun. Oh, they're so loud when they move their ears. It's like, but they're cute, right, little cutie? Oh yay! Oh baby! Yeah, Mama, but I will take the battery out of you again, because I have to finish the video. Oops. Oh my god. Oh, now it's like the mouth is open. It doesn't matter. I think it's really cute, but I don't want to have a Furby around me that speaks all the time, and also definitely not across the video, because I have more stuff to show you. So let's keep it going. Nee. Ja, ich sehe schon.
Aus 30er Jahre hier von meiner Mutti, als die klein war.
Ach, aber interessant sind sie, aber.
Ja, wa?
Aber nicht ganz meins. Ja. Oh. Nicht schlecht.
Ich musste die bloß anziehen, weil die alle nackt waren.
Haben aber hübsche Sachen gekriegt, muss ich sagen. Ja.
Ja. Hat eingehäkelt, eingestrickt,
oh, ja.
Weil sie alle nackt waren.
Fischer sowas hier noch? Ich arbeite hier. Nein, ich kann mal wieder.
1 Euro. Ja.
Was das ist, ehrlich gesagt, weiß ich nicht.
Weiß ich auch gerade nicht. Aber vielleicht hatte der noch eine Geldmünze da dran. Oder so.
Keine Ahnung. Kann ich wirklich nicht sagen.
Das ist schon ganz cool.
Ja,
mir gefällt das.
Ich weiß, da waren jetzt schon einige dran. Ne?
Für Barbie.
Das ist hier von der Sendung mit der Maus, ne?
Ach ja.
Ja.
Wäre ich nicht drauf gekommen. Man
Ja.
kennt ja immer den Elefanten, aber stimmt, da war auch noch die Ente dabei.
Wenn du Barbies willst, 3 Stück für 1 Euro, ja?
Ja, nee, sind keine dabei, habe ich schon gesehen, die nicht interessant sind. Die neue, also das sind so die Art, die nicht so mögen, die mich so mögen, aber...
Das sind die von Rossmann.
Ja, alles gut. Hier ist noch ein Pony, aber andere Ponys sind auch nicht irgendwie noch hier.
Nee,
übersehen.
Ponys haben wir nicht.
Aber ich glaube, den... Oh, hier ist ja noch ein Garfield.
Ja. Tiger,
Winnie Pooh.
Kermit, dann dieser Elefant,
Stimmt.
wie heißt der, weiß ich nicht.
Und das ist auch von Winnie Pooh, ne, der Elefant, oder ist der von Dschungelbuch? Weiß ich nicht.
Der ist von Dschungelbuch,
Ach, Dschungelbuch.
und der hier ist aber auch von, hier, der ist doch...
Kenga oder Ruh oder so. Ich glaub, so heißt
Ja, der ist ja aber auch mit hier mit
Genau,
Winnie
ja.
Pooh und so zusammen, ne?
Ja.
Der und genau.
Kermit. Was wollen Sie für den Garfield noch?
1 Euro.
Nehme ich die beiden
Alles
mal
1
mit.
Euro.
Ja, dann nehme ich die beiden mal mit. I don't know why I picked them up, to be honest. Probably because it was like, yeah, it's the last flea market that I'm gonna do, and they are definitely vintage, and I can maybe bring them to Toyplosion. I think if you've watched my collection tour video, you've already seen them on my shelf. But I think I said that I don't have footage of them, but I have footage of them. I picked them up the day when I was filming. But I mean, they're cool, and I will bring them to Toyplosion with me because I don't know if I really want to keep them. They're not necessarily what I collect. First of all, plush, and second of all, very bright colors. But Garfield, you know, 80s icon, and Scrooge McDuck. And he is actually, I mean, he's really cool because you can tell by his tag that he was purchased either in Disneyland or Walt Disney World in probably the 80s, I would guess. Because you can see here it's very sturdy, like a tag that nobody would do like this anymore. And then it has also, you know, you can really tell it is an old Disneyland or Walt Disney World tag. Also made in Korea. No toys are made in Korea anymore nowadays. No plushies. Or I don't know, not even in the 90s, blah, blah, blah. Materials, blah, blah, Ohio, something, whatever. He is unfortunately, you know, missing part of his, you know, little, you know, the glasses that he has here in front, technically. But, you know, and also the eyes are yellowed. I could maybe retro bright it. Maybe I try that, but it might get really uneven, so I'm not really happy. I'm not really sure. Other than that, he's in quite good condition, and he looks really cool. I mean, who doesn't love Scrooge McDuck, Uncle Scrooge? By the way, in German he's called Dagobert Duck. So it was really the thing that they were so cheap, and I was like, I don't know, let's pick stuff up. Usually I would not pick that up because I'm not a Disney plush collector or something. I have a couple of Disney plushes, but they're really specific ones. But hey, Scrooge, why not? And then Garfield, you probably all know Garfield. He comes from little comic strips, I think in magazines. There were like, I don't know, whatever, games of him, like, you know, NES or Sega games and cartoon show and everything, merch of every freaking kind. I think mostly in the 80s, and then maybe still in the 90s. I have still from my sister, that was a gift that she gave me in the 90s, like a beach towel, a Garfield beach towel. I love it. Still, I use it still to this day. And my sister actually also used to be a Garfield collector, like in the early 90s. So that's why I have a little bit of an attachment to Garfield. Not necessarily for anything like I never watched any of the shows or whatever, or the cartoons, or never read any of the comic strips. I think when I was at her place back in the day, I played maybe. I mean, my sister's way older than me. Both of my sisters are way older, so I didn't grow up really with them. They were already living at their own spaces or places when I was a child. So when I was at her place, I think I played the Sega game of Garfield. But other than that, I just remember her having a shelf with, you know, colorful Garfield stuff. And this also clearly as an old one. I mean, they might still make modern Garfield stuff, but you can clearly tell here. Does it have a date actually on it? No, not here. I mean, the licenses is 1973, and this one then says 1981, so it might really be an early 80s Garfield. He was very, like, you know, the face was washed off and the stripes were really washed off, but I repainted everything and he looks cool. He might have been one of those that had, you know, the suction cups here, and that he was hanging in the window of a car, maybe, but I don't see any remnants of, you know, threads in here that would hint to this, but the shape would show it to me. I think he's cool, but I have already a cooler Garfield that has a t-shirt on that says I hate Mondays, so I might keep this one and might bring this one to Toyplosion. I don't know if Garfield is really something that people collect nowadays. I mean, technically he should be, because he's a, you know, 80s, 90s character, same as Alf or something, but I think like Alf, for example, is more popular than Garfield. Whatever, I just, for now they are on my, you know, Rainbow Bright shelf because they fit the colors, but it was something that I should maybe have not picked up, but I did. Ja, ja, ich habe hinten angefangen, deswegen. Also nee, ja genau. Aber filmen, was ich so gefunden habe.
Mama kommt auch zum Tribunal.
Echt? Dann sehen wir sie ja nachher vielleicht.
Yeah, the rest is just new, but I mean, she's not in a really good condition, but maybe I have the feeling this might not be bedtime Barbie, but slumber party Barbie, but I'm not sure, it might just be bedtime Barbie. But she has one of the fashion packs on.
Ja.
Okay, first doll of the day. Ta-da! This is Slumber Party Barbie. I did not have her. I just saw there was, oh my goodness, what is that? I first, of course, thought it's bedtime Barbie, but then I saw, wait, her face? I don't know, the hair looks totally different, blah blah. I think I just pick her up. Let's see if it is maybe Slumber Party Barbie, because there was before her, I mean, she's from 1994, but I think in 1993 or 2, they did another Barbie already with a super, you know, soft plushy body, which that's bedtime Barbie with a pink gown. But after that, they did a line of dolls. There's a Barbie, there's a Teresa, and there's a Christy. And I have found like bedtime Barbie very often, but these dolls, I think they are a little less common than bedtime Barbie. So this is Slumber Party Barbie. She is actually missing her bangs, unfortunately. You don't even see it really. But I think in here somewhere there were, you know, small bits of hair that were bangs. She has crimped hair. I re-crimped it. Looks okay. She really wasn't in a very good condition. Her eyes have this weird feature where, you know, with hot and cold, so warm water or your, you know, whatever, it looks like they are closed, and with cold then it gets back to normal. But mostly, I mean, these dolls are very old. This feature doesn't work that well anymore. So it always looks a little bit washed out. But I mean, this is the best I can get it. Also with, you know, hot, it doesn't really, you know, vanish anymore. So I don't know. Also, she has a smudge on her eyebrow, a little bit there, which also didn't really come off. I mean, try to repaint it a little bit, and she looks fine. This is not her complete original outfit, though she was wearing blue. She was not wearing pink. But these pants are original. She wasn't wearing them. I got them in a trade with my friend Andy, I believe. Yeah. And technically her top would also be this color. But I mean, this is close enough, right? And this is also pajama thing from the 90s for Barbie, this is Fashion Avenue, I believe. So she's now, you know, rocking these two patterns. But yeah, hard plastic hands, normal Barbie head, but the rest is a squishy body here. So you could cuddle with her, you could take her to bed. She even came in a package that was completely different to every other Barbie. She came in a more like plastic zip bag somehow. I mean, of course there was also cardboard. And she was sitting like this in the box. It's a line that I'm not super crazy for, but I'm happy to pick them up, of course, when I find them. The Christy were probably really difficult to find, but at one point maybe I find the Teresa. I think the Teresa is wearing pink in this case. I'm not sure, but Barbie's wearing blue. But what was she wearing actually when I found her? It's this. This is also an original Slumber Party Barbie fashion pack gown. There's a nightgown, you know, very soft material, more like a felt material or fleece rather. And I did have this before, but I decided to give mine to my friend Selina from Vintage Gaudi because it's one of her childhood fashion pieces for Barbie. Although I didn't have a double, so I didn't have it anymore. And now it came back into my life, so cool. I have it again. It's cute. Will probably not put it on her, although, you know, it's very, very darling, but I prefer this blue one here. But yay, another fashion piece that I didn't have. I don't remember. She wasn't very expensive, maybe €5, maybe €4, something like that, maybe even cheaper. As it is so long ago, I cannot remember, but I would not have picked her up for 10 or something like that, so it must have been around the €5 or less, I guess.
But very similar. I forgot the name. It's very pretty, honestly.
This was a fun box I was rummaging through. I don't know how much you saw. But I actually picked up a couple of things from the same seller, which it's this pony here, Princess Twilight Sparkle, Generation 4, My Little Pony. I picked up this doll, which you might think maybe this is a Petra, but nope, it's not a Petra. I will talk about her. And then I also picked up a Monster High, which that's really rare for me to pick up a Monster High. I think I've only ever picked up one other Monster High, and because I don't collect them. I think they are gorgeous. This is of course a first generation Monster High doll. I actually prefer, like, from the look, the cuteness, the bodies and all, I prefer Generation 3 of Monster High, but nope, stay away from it. I don't pick them up. I desire them. They're super cute. I love to see them at other people's collections. I love to see them in the stores, but I don't want to have them, or I can't have them because it's just too much. But you know, if I see a very inexpensive Monster High at the flea market that I just fall in love with, then I'm allowing myself to buy her. It had happened once before. It only happened to the what is her name, Honey Swamp from oh my goodness, from the circus line. What is it called? Freak to Chic. The Honey Swamp from Freak to Chic. That was also, it was fate. I saw her I loved her. She looked so cute. She was like €5 or something. So I picked her up. She had also her outfit, most of it. She also has part of her outfit, but I didn't even know that this was her outfit. But I still liked her so much that I was like, oh my god. And of course, same seller that I picked up stuff anyways. That always helps to convince myself. And good prices. Also here I don't remember the prices, but like I have like 2 dolls and this one pony here. Can't have been much. Maybe I paid like €5 for the 3 dolls, and maybe I paid €8 for the three dolls or something like that. Let's maybe even start with her. I think she is also a character or doll that's maybe not even that common, because I have never seen her before. I mean, truthfully, I don't, watch a lot of Monster High collectors or something. It's more like that when people I watch anyways also do collect Monster High, and then I see them in the videos. But this one was completely unknown to me, a character that I had never seen before. Her name is River Styx, or Styx, I don't know how she's pronounced. And she is the daughter of the Grim Reaper. Yeah, that's why she has this, skeleton look to her. And look how cool her hands and her arms are see-through, and you see the bones in there, same as here with the leg and the feet. I don't have shoes for her, but honestly, I mean, I don't want to even put shoes on it because it looks so cool. I think she is a smaller Monster High, so she is not, the others are taller. I think she might be on the petite body or whatever you call it for Monster High. She has such pastel colors because, the Grim Reaper, oh my goodness. But no, she has a different personality. She's bubbly and wants to make everybody happy, and, it's funny and wants to make everybody laugh and smile and all of that. That's why she has also this very pastel, bubbly, look to her. This is her original dress. I wasn't even 100% sure when I found it, but I mean, it clearly has a skullette on it. So, then the only other piece that she comes with that I have here is this little bracelet. She, of course, would have, shoes and other accessories, a belt and all, and a black, huge, cape, like the Grim Reaper, with a and a hood and all. And she would even have like a staff, a huge staff that also looks super cool with a skullette at the top, a purple one. So her full outfit is also cool, but she's cool enough for me as not being a Monster High collector. Look at these hair colors. This is Canacolon hair. Yes, that's Canacolon. That's not Saran. Because Monster High did use some Canacolon hair, even in the, because she's from 2014. Yeah, 2014. That was probably one of the last years that Mattel used Canacolon hair. She doesn't have glue seepage or anything, so no glue there coming out. She's in really nice condition. I mean, the hair looks a little bit weird, but I mean, that's just how the bangs sometimes are chopped a little uneven. If it is like this, then it is even. If it pops up, then it gets a little more uneven. But oh my god, I don't know, I really like her. This is one of those moments where I'm like, I'm just falling in love with the doll and I want to have her. And then it definitely helped that she was very cheap. So all the factors lined up for her. Let's talk about the pony. She looks weird maybe to you. Like, why is that even a real one? What is that? Why does she look so bad? But yeah, this is an original Generation 4 My Little Pony. Actually a quite early one. She's from 2013, which I could see also because she has nice hair. She has such nice nylon hair still. Tail and mane. Doesn't have that much hair, but hey. She is it's a mouthful. Of course, she's Twilight, main character, Twilight Sparkle. And she has wings. It is technically, I believe, one of the very first toys that came out when Twilight became an alicorn, when she became Princess Twilight Sparkle. So it's a weird gimmick here. You can make the head, push it down, then the wings fall down, or the head is of course movable and you can put it up, then it clicks in. You're not really able to do a lot of fluttering with her. Maybe you always have to push it, bam, bam. It is weird, but the pattern in here is really cute. And she is a little taller than the typical Generation 4 pony, but not as tall as the princesses. So she's somewhere in the middle. Well, she is called, of course, Princess Twilight Sparkle, the Princess Motion, Crystal Princess Celebration Crystal Princess Palace pony, because she came with a playset. She's a playset pony. She came with a Crystal Princess Palace. So this was really the time, you know, some of the first waves had been, you know, done. The Pony Wedding line in 2012, the Crystal Empire wave also in 2012, and then after that the Crystal Princess Celebration came, and she came with, you know, a castle, which, I mean, yeah, whatever. Of course, she came with her castle, and she has her, that's what I want to say, she has her crown, which is amazing because it's of course not molded on or anything, because usually you find anything without crowns for ponies, but she has it, and that made it of course worth picking up, as well as she being a pony I don't have, and she being an early pony. So she, to a lot of people, she might look like nothing, but she really is a very cool pony to me. So, and I love generation 4 of My Little Pony, and she's a unique one. This was the only one that came out in this mold, really. No other pony who was ever done in this. I mean, clearly it's not a really good mold because it's a weird gimmick, but hey, Princess Twilight Sparkle. Now Princess Twilight Sparkle, behold. Okay, and who is this? I said you might think this is a Petra. She clearly looks a little similar to Petra, but she's not a Petra. First of all, yeah, she uses kind of the same body as Petra, which, you know, has the kind of superstar arms similar to Barbie, but the hands are a little different, and she has bend and snap knees, and has a twist and turn waist, same body, but she doesn't have the Petra stamp on her back. So that was, I mean, immediately clear, even if you are not super knowledgeable with, you know, Petra. Petra always has a Petra stamp at the back. Just maybe not very, very early Petras from the 60s. This is not her original outfit. I just put it on her because I think it's cute, because I think this is a Petra outfit, maybe even a Fred outfit, because it's kind of big for a female body, but I just really like it. But no, she's a Susie or a Sally. Yeah, even more knockoff, but technically this is actually a line that is more common also in other European countries. I believe, for example, in the Scandinavian countries, you found this doll, for example, then more than Petra. Though she might not even be from the 90s. I think most of these Susie dolls were rather released in the late 90s and then in the early 2000s. I believe she's more a 2000s one, which makes sense with also the other dolls that I picked up and the pony. Maybe she's even, I don't know how, until when they were produced. But she seems to be, I mean, she maybe was also released under the name of Susie, but I found her in package, like pictures of her, under the name of Sally, because in Sweden there was a kind of a lawsuit between the, well, I don't know if a lawsuit, but like something between Susie and Sally, and in Sweden I think she was rather called Sally, while in other Northern European countries she was called Susie. She's a Sally and puppy, so she came with 2 Dalmatians and a red, black and white outfit with a strawberry top. I believe she had kind of this hairstyle here. She has really long hair and she has crimped hair. That's how I was able to identify her. At least I believe this is her, because faces, same as with Petra, they all kind of look the same. But I believe this is her. I think this is the Sally and puppy, or Susie and puppy. Yeah, actually I really dig this face. For whatever reason, she even reminds me a little bit of Japanese dolls, you know, of a not necessarily Lika, but Jenny. She reminds me, or Jenny's friends. There are a couple of Jenny's friends who look similar to this. And I just, you know, as I said, gave her this outfit, hair bow, this little, you know, my beloved melon bag. Oh, I cannot get the flowers back in here. There you go. She is shopping at the market for flowers or whatever. I think she's really darn cute. I will put her in my Petra collection because she is a similar doll to Petra, but she's not Petra. So there you go. She was wearing actually a Barbie fashion, so she was wearing this, and this I already have, but it's, I mean, it's a good to have double. It's from a Fashion Play Barbie from the early 90s. So maybe she is early 90s. I don't know. I have it. I had it already a couple of times. I do also have this doll. I don't remember what year, but like 1992 or something, like Fashion Play Barbie. This is the dress to it. So a double dress, but some cool dolls and some unique dolls.
Cute. I bet it's glowing in the dark. Probably. Or was it just, is it more like a glowworm? Oh no, it's probably more like a glowworm. I guess the head lights up. Interesting. Is there something still in it? Yeah, I think so. Probably not working, or is it? Oh man, I've seen her so often. I'm not sure if you can get this off, what is on her face. And this here is a Sunny Petra. Other than that, she's really nice. I have her, but... Oh, is this a big oops, leg falling off? I don't know, can you pop this back in? I think it's a big gym. Oops. Not for me, I'm not interested in him, but my friend Andy likes them, and I don't know.
Yeah, I cannot show you the big gym because the big gym I already gave to my friend Andy because I only bought it for him. Maybe Andy, if you remember how much he was, then I could, maybe you put it in the comments because I probably told you, oh, he was just €1 or something like that, because I cannot remember. I think they were incredibly cheap. But I, apart from the big gym, I also picked up this Petra. And I mean, quickly to Big Jim. Big Jim is a toy line from Mattel in the 70s mainly. I believe through the 70s. I don't think that they were around in the 80s anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was kind of a similar concept to like G.I. Joe, you know, for boys, dolls, bigger action figures, but with, you know, also brushable hair and all. For boys, but while G.I. Joe from Hasbro went really into the military thing, in the 70s, Mattel decided to make a similar thing, but more with, you know, just adventure, you know, adventure in the jungle, or I don't know, cowboys and Indians and that thing. And I think the one I gave him, that I picked up there, was one of the, you know, Native Americans. He had to lose leg, but we could pop it in easily, and those are clearly way more worth way more than, like, I don't know what, 50 cents or euro, whatever I paid. I cannot remember, but I also paid the same amount for the Petra. I have seen this Petra at the same vendor for a couple of weeks at that point, so I had seen her maybe for a couple of months already. The seller had more dolls. I picked up a couple, and I always left her because, I mean, I could see that another doll was wearing her outfit. This is Sunny Petra, though Sunny Petra was released either in pink or in a blue bathing suit. I do have the blue bathing suit one, that's why I was like, I don't need to blah blah blah. But I felt so bad for her then laying like under the table in this absolute crap box, and I was like, she was like very cheap then now, and I was like, I gonna pick her up because I have another pink bathing suit technically, so I can have her in the pink bathing suit. So I have technically both, because the doll Sunny Petra in the blue bathing suit and in the pink bathing suit, the dolls itself don't look different. I just know it. She came actually with the blue bathing suit because there was another doll wearing this blue bathing suit at the table. Not this day. I don't think that the doll was there anymore. Maybe she was. I don't know. And she also is not in a good condition. You can see her lips. Someone tried to color her lips, and with, I don't know, a marker or something, so that they bleed. They're bleeding out. And no, this is not something that, you know, people say some Barbies sometimes have bleeding lips to begin with. I doubt it. You can see that someone tried to, you know, color her lips in or whatever. Then also, I think she's wonky a little bit to begin with, because this eyebrow looks way darker and thicker than this. And also the eyes are not painted super well. So she is not really a super good doll, but hey, that makes her at least look a little different than my other Sunny Petra that I have in the blue bathing suit. Also, I think at least one of her legs is not working anymore. Okay, this one does. Yeah, at least one click, but yeah, this one's broken. But I really like Sunny Petras. You can always identify them. Well, Petras itself, they're difficult to identify because all the faces look the same, but Sunny Petras have a really dark tan and have no bangs and rather light blonde hair. And yeah, that's it. I mean, her hair also is not super good. There's a little bit of, you know, feels a little fried here in the front, but you can see it's pretty shiny and nice still. Nylon hair, by the way. Petras have nylon hair. I believe this here from the Sally or Susie is also nylon hair, but it's crimped. It's not as nice anymore, but I didn't want to recrimp it because I also couldn't get, because I tried to boil wash or like, you know, straighten the crimps out, which also didn't work. Because to recrimp it, I would like to have straight hair to begin with, so I just left it like this. I mean, it's still fine. It's not the best hair, but I believe this is also rather, doesn't feel like polypropylene. It feels also more like played with nylon hair, but she definitely also has nylon hair. Petra, doll line from Germany. I collect her, not super crazy, not like Barbie, but I like to pick them up here and there. And she is probably from the late 80s or early 90s. Around that time, you can never really date Petras because even if you have the boxes of them or a fashion pack, they don't have dates on them. So, but I know that this doll is from around the late 80s, I would say, or early 90s. Is she in my Petra magazines? She might be. I might have to look exactly. Maybe then I can pinpoint it down a little more. She was wearing this dress. I cannot tell you anything about this dress other than it is not a bad dress. Definitely not a Barbie dress, and I don't know how you are supposed to put the head through this. You would have to take the head off of the doll, you know, and then put it back because no head will fit through this. Velcro. I'll keep it because, you know, it might be a nice like underskirt for something or so. So, yeah, price-wise, can't remember, but probably like super cheap because otherwise I would not have picked her up because I've left her so many times.
Den großen nochmal mitgenommen, der Baby Sinclair, den, ja, stimmt. Und da habe ich auch noch gleichzeitig meine die 2 Figuren auch noch gekauft. Also ich habe jetzt die Sammlung für mich komplett persönlich. Ja.
Oder fürs Video.
Ja. Das ist cool. Das ist cool.
Ja.
Bestimmt nicht billig. Nicht Pokémon, Lady Bar vorne drauf, ist irgendwas Altes. Das ist so aus der Zeit, als die 2. Staffel rausgekommen ist oder die 3. Staffel.
Ich habe auch Sticker mitgenommen, Dragon Ball oder irgendwie.
Dragon Ball kann sein. Das finde ich geil.
Digimon, ich bringe die durch.
3 €? Ja, das nehme ich mit.
I picked up this Turtles book. It's cute, it's cool. I don't know. I like my action figures here and there, as you know, you've seen here. And I also do like Turtles action figures. And you know, Turtles is just such a 90s thing. And I was never really into it as a child, but I knew them. Everybody knew the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Yeah, Hero Turtles. Because this is of course European and they were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles over here, not Ninja Turtles. Because people thought, well, ninja, that's like too you know, a dangerous term. That's like they are you know, cruel and, you know, they are hurting people and I don't know, it's like it's aggressive and children should have that shouldn't have anything to do with real ninjas or something, so they called it Hero Turtles because technically they're the heroes. And I think it's just a cute thing too. I will put it in my, you know, Turtles shelf. It's not, I don't have a complete Turtles shelf. There's also other figures similar to Turtles on it, but I probably put it on the side just as, you know, backdrop or something. It is like an activities book. Spiele und Geschichten. So it is a mix of comics. And so here, there you go, there's some comics and some other, you know, stories where we just have, you know, text and then the pictures. But then there's also stuff like, here, activities. word puzzles and, you know, clearly coloring pages that were colored in. Some are not colored in. Probably this kid didn't want to color in Splinter. Or here, you know, go by the numbers, so stuff like that. So, but actually the artwork is pretty cool on the inside, on the outside as well. I don't know, I like it. It's a cool thing to have, and it's from, I think, 1990. That's what it says on the inside. Yep, 1990, Mirage Studios. The book is, the publisher was Xenos. I've never heard of that before. But this reminds me a lot of the annuals that were released in the UK. But this is clearly a German thing, because in the UK it is a very topic. I don't know if they're still doing it, probably not. But back in the day, they, for every freaking toy line where there were also like comics and stories and blah blah blah, they made an annual. So every year they brought out one of those books, same size, same width, with, you know, then activities and with comics and with little stories and etc. There's of course some from ponies and from Polly Pocket, from every freaking toy line that you can imagine. I don't know, sectors or whatever, but also of course Turtles had them. So this reminds me a lot of the UK annuals, but it is not one. This is something that came out here in Germany.
€4. Delilah. Unfortunately, she doesn't have shoes, but she's so pretty. Gosh.
Ich glaube, die möchte ich mitnehmen. €4, ja. Yep, and another doll that's from a completely different toy line. I mean, this was really the day of... I found quite a lot of dolls, but from all different toy lines. For now, we had one Barbie, we had one Susie, there is a Petra, and there's a Monster High. Here we've got a Rainbow High. So this is the most modern one. Yeah, she was from 2014 and she's from 2022, I believe, or 2023. So 2022, I believe, Delilah was released. Yeah, this is Delilah, and this is one of the characters that I was looking for. Not crazy. I think I have seen her at flea markets already, even like in box, like halfway in box, but then it was not really my price range, because I don't collect like Rainbow High, Shadow High like crazy. I prefer the Shadow Highs, but she's a Rainbow High. I have like purchased a couple of them new in box. Actually, most of them that I have are actually purchased new in box, but I only have like a handful of dolls. So it's a very small collection. And now, as the new releases that come out are not really my thing anymore, because they you know, they're going more into the, you know, the younger demographic with lots of, you know, with lots of slime and lots of, you know, coloring features and stuff like that. Well, the early adults, they were really fashion focused, and this is such a pretty doll. She, her color, of course, Rainbow High, they all have specific color scheme. It's a very, very pale yellow. Delilah Fields, because she looks like she's running around in flower fields. She has, you know, these daisies here. Technically her hair would be more curly. I should recurl it, I guess, because it is actually really cute when it's like really curly here at the bottom. She has just the prettiest face. I mean, look at that. She has wide eyelashes, and then all these freckles, the baby hairs. I believe, I don't know if this is official or just people say that she is supposed to be a albino character, and especially a black albino character. As I said, I didn't find any like information if that's the truth. I just think she's extremely pretty and unusual, and she comes with these glasses, and which also would make sense because albino people often have bad eyesight, and she has these super cute bee earrings, and actually part of her outfit, this is her dress, and she underneath is also wearing one of her tops, and then also her denim pants. though she would also, of course, come with shoes. Unfortunately, there were no shoes. She comes with two shoes, either a pair of light, white boots, and the other one are sandals, heeled sandals with also these daisy flowers. I don't remember if she probably had some accessories also around the arms or whatever. She has short fingernails. Some of these, of course, have super long fingernails. She has pretty short ones, but also painted in light yellow. They are so detailed and the fashions are just so freaking good. I mean, look at that. Barbie could never. Mattel could never, because they are, of course, by MGA. And it's just a couple of characters that I would like to pick up here and there. But especially, mostly on days when I don't find a lot of other stuff, or, but it was, it was fate for me this day that I found her and didn't find much else. And she was also probably around €5, I believe. And she had her glasses, at least that. But honestly, I would like to display her even without glasses, because oh my God, I love this. So, modern doll, not vintage at all, but super pretty, and as I said, I have a small collection of them. I have the stand here. This is not her stand because it clearly is not matching her color, but at least I have a stand for her here for the video.
Das sind keine Bilderberg, glaube ich, aber...
Nee, aber auch keine Flakies.
Nee, die sind sehr schön.
Ja, und das Marlene liebt ja dieses.
Ja. Princess Luna.
Ja.
Das ist auch super niedlich. Das
Gibt ja mehrere, so Nightmare Moon und...
Ja. Na gut, ist ja im Grunde der gleiche Charakter. Princess Luna war früher Nightmare Moon sozusagen. Ja.
Okay, gut, dann habe ich das bloß.
Aber sie sehen ein bisschen anders aus, hast schon recht. Ach, das ist so eins.
Oh, schade, dass das hier so auseinander.
Die sind aber immer, glaube ich, auch das hier.
Ich habe jetzt zwar keine Batterien bei ihm drin, aber da geht noch.
Ja.
Das sind halt der Nostalgie, der ich selber mal gar nicht so
Oh.
Oh mein Gott.
Oh, er sieht halt so Baby aus.
Ja.
Oh. Deswegen er ist total hinüber, aber ich liebe ihn.
Ich habe selber schon gespielt gekauft, weil mein Sohn das haben wollte.
Ja.
Oh mein Gott.
Ja, sein Mund ist irgendwie verrutscht. Man muss, glaube ich...
Ja, der trinkt eigentlich noch...
Ja, aber weil hier ist die Mundöffnung und hier ist die Falte. Man müsste das einmal hier reinzupfen, dann...
Man kann die auch irgendwie reparieren.
Jetzt,
normalerweise normalerweise trinkt er auch noch ein Fläschchen.
Jetzt sieht er nämlich wieder weniger gruselig aus.
Er trinkt ja noch mit der Flasche.
Oh, ich liebe ihn irgendwie hart. Was ist los? Aber
Ich habe heute schon Furby gekauft.
ja. Aber er ist schon sehr, sehr süß. Was kostet der?
3 Euro.
3 Euro. Oh, voll okay.
Nimm doch mit. Also wenn du ihn nicht mitnimmst, nehme ich den.
It was the day of the Furbies for me. Of course, the day of the many different types of dolls and the day of the Furbies, because I had never found a Furby before that was priced well enough and that I would consider buying. Whenever I found a cute Furby where I was like, color wise, and I would, and then it was always like 25 or 50 euro or something like that. And first generation. Here we have the next generation. I don't think you call it generations with Furbies. I think you call it eras or something. So then let's rather say this is the second era of Furbies. And this is another baby, and baby Furby, and here we have another baby Furby. And this one was just €3. I was not expecting that at all, because the seller, she even showed us that it is still working and blah, blah, blah. And I was very sure the Cotton Candy Kittens wanted to pick it up. But then she said, no, I actually don't want it. And I swooped in and said, I want it. So I have it now. So this is one of the so-called Emototronic Furbies. So they are even more movable, also with the legs and all. This one is of course a baby. There's adults that have these huge plushy ears. I kind of really like the adults of this generation. This generation was released around 2005. I think it is still by Tiger Electronics at that point. And they brought out 4 babies, and this is one of them. Probably the least interesting color. It is called Sleepy Purple because it has this purple belly, but other than that it is like white or beige. Oh my goodness, this Furby was so dirty. It is still somewhat dirty because, you know, I know you can skin Furbies and wash the material like then in the washing machine or whatever. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with skinning a Furby and putting the stuff back on, because you have to unscrew the legs and the feet and blah, 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 blah. No thanks. So I just washed him like surface-wise from the outside, but there's still some, you know, yellowed areas here. I mean, he smells now nice and all, so it isn't really dirty anymore, but like I can't get all of this off, because I was also afraid, because when I wash him, of course, even from the outside, I don't want to ruin the electronics on the inside. You know, water is not the best friend of electronics, but yeah, this little guy still works. This one does have an on and off button, so at least that I don't have to unscrew batteries. So you just whoop here, and then yeah, I don't know, do something. Can you also talk, little guy? Huh? I really have no idea. They have a really interesting beak because it is soft. It is, what's it called? Oh, it's sleeping. Come on, wake up. I don't recall at the moment, you know, the very soft material that really easily breaks also. The feet are hard plastic, I mean rather hard plastic. They're also kind of broken, so this is not in super good condition, but I would say this is technically not just worth €3, because these can be pretty expensive. So as it is sleeping now, let's completely put it to sleep. But let me tell you, also this one, although it has an on and off switch, when I had it in my backpack and I was just, you know, I just came back from the flea market and put my bike in my, like, you know, basement there, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly I was like, heard voices, like, what's that? Somewhere there. And then I remembered, oh my God, that's the Furby in my backpack. So this one suddenly started talking. I don't know if maybe in the backpack the switch had gone off, on and off or something, or it just switched on its own because they have a mind on their own. I don't know. But I was so scared. I was like, what's that? Is there a dog somewhere here, or is there a cat in my basement, or like what? It was just the Furby. So I will also take the batteries out of this little guy again, because I'm not trusting it to always stay calm. But it is such an interesting find. Now I have like from 0 Furbies, apart from, I mean, I have one of the Furby party rockers, and I have a couple of McDonald's things and little figurines. I have from 0 real Furbies to 2 in one day, and both for so cheap, because I wouldn't pick up one that is more expensive, because I don't need them, I don't want them that bad. But the cheaper stuff is, the more I'm tempted to buy it, which is also, of course, dangerous. I think there was one or a couple more things that I filmed, so let's get back to the flea market.
Ja, ja. Oh, ich glaube, das hatte ich, genau das hatte ich als Kind. Ja, das ist genau das, was ich hatte. Da kam noch ein kleines dazu. Siehst du? Da kam noch ein kleines dazu, da ist es.
Sehr gut.
Die hatte ich als Kind.
Aber das ist auch sowas, wo du sagst,
brauche ich nicht. Nein, habe ich jetzt keine Beziehung dazu. Ist nicht in rosa, ja, aber selbst dann würde ich es, glaube ich, nicht brauchen. Hier ist noch ein kleines schwarzes.
Dann bin ich bei 5, ich habe wieder leider.
Ach, guck mal, hier ist so ein Mundharmonika. Nee, das sowas habe ich mir gerade erst gekauft hier.
Was ist das?
Das ist so ein Ringlicht für zum Mitnehmen. Ja, genau. Ach, mit Batterie meinst du zum Glück zum Aufladen ist besser, ja. Hier noch.
Danke. Dankeschön.
Eins.
Dann noch?
Da muss man sich dann per Handy die App runterladen, dass man den dann bewegen kann.
Was machst du? Oder?
Der macht die Augen auf. Ich habe Bilder von den.
Hier steht hier neu.
Hatte ich hier, ja, da hatte ich geguckt, glaube ich.
Ich kann besser einfassen.
Gosh, so many. This is exactly the one I had as a child. This color. Yellow, pink, small, white, and a big one like this in gray, but with the blue, or not, I think buttons were blue and this was dark green. These were mine. And then this one, I had also this one. This was also mine, Tiger Diddle. And I had Baby Diddle. Let's see if Baby Diddle is also here. Gosh, so many. Oh, Santa Diddle. Oh, this one, oh my god. No, I don't see Baby Diddle. I had 4 Diddle. Mice. Peach Diddle. Ah, cool. And is that a groom with a pajama outfit?
Wir nicht. Turtles noch ganz andere. Okay, ich guck gleich. Turtles noch ganz andere. Ich guck gleich, habe ich gesagt. Ich hatte sie bisher gesehen. Das ist eine Breadzilla. Kurz nach Bratz und so eine Mischung da so auf MGAs Antwort auf Monster High sozusagen.
Noch nie gesehen.
So Witches, alles sind so Hexen. Das ist garantiert nicht ihr volles Outfit, aber ein Teil. Und die hat noch alle Tattoos und so. Die sind cool.
Steht da irgendwas drauf?
Müsste eigentlich.
110, 116. Ja.
Aber süß.
Ja.
Ich fahr mal hier ein bisschen auf der Route.
Aber im letzten Mal. Rede mal lauter. Ich verstehe nicht. Du kannst lauter.
I think this is all Dragon Ball. Yeah. Yeah, well, and Pokemon. Oh, one of the early fat Pikachu. Okay, and Philly. What's that? No. E.T. over there. Ups.
Das sind nämlich die Dinger von dem Set, was ich das letzte Mal gekauft habe.
Mein Gott, ich schmeiß alles.
Das ist jetzt sehr schön.
I don't know what it is. It's not a pin. Maybe it's a magnet. These are all Digimon. No.
Wochenende diese Polly Pocket Figuren gekauft. Jetzt habe ich die kleinen dazu gefunden, die reingehören. Kann ich da einen günstigen Preis dann haben, dass es wieder komplett ist. Ja.
Oh.
Ach, das freut mich.
Und was kosten die grundsätzlich, die kleinen hier drinnen, diese Sachen hier? Weil zum Beispiel dieser winzig kleine Barbie, ich weiß gar nicht, ob es ein Magnet ist oder ein Button war oder irgendwas.
Ah. Ist hier noch irgendwo eine Wühlkiste mit so kleinen? Weil noch habe ich nicht alles, was... Egal.
Nee, also von dem da gar nichts mehr. Das ist nur, wo die da ist. Der Licht da ist das echt.
Mary Kay. Ich dachte schon Mary Kate, aber nein, nur Mary Kay.
So, also diese kosten prinzipiell 2 Euro.
Okay.
Genau.
Und der kleine Barbie, ich weiß nicht, was es ist.
Das
Barbie-Dings.
wahrscheinlich mal hier von so einem, wie heißt der bitte?
Weiß ich nicht. Button?
Ja.
Ich weiß eben auch nicht, wovon es kam. Button würde ich denken.
I believe we were rummaging through this box of, you know, little minifigures. There were maybe a couple of Pokemon, but a lot of them were actually Digimon minifigures, which I was like, oh, this and this Tentomon, this is whatever. But I didn't want to pick them up. I don't know what I don't know. I love Digimon, really, but I don't know where to put these tiny minifigures. But Cotton Candy Kittens has another like friend, and he is also into Digimon and collecting also Digimon. So she picked it up for him. I think he even has a YouTube channel or something. Kamsa Kaufte, is this his name? He's of course a German YouTuber. If so, I'm not sure if this is him. Maybe I mixed up the names. But anyways, those Digimon went into his collection at one point. But I don't know. I saw this and I picked it up for whatever 50 cents or so. It is a teeny tiny Barbie thing. I didn't even really know what it is. I mean, it's like a pin, button, something, but it doesn't have anything at the back, so it is technically then not a button or pin. But you can clearly see that it has still the 90s Barbie logo. And it is probably Beat Blast Barbie on it, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Mackie face, straight bangs from that era. I think this is Beat Blast Barbie. Which this pin would then be from 1998, around that time, maybe a little later. But because, yeah, when you search for this online, it used to have a pin back, like a little tiny pin back. It probably was just glued on or something that has completely come off. I think even Barbie Binge, I don't know if you know her from Instagram, she helped me because she found this online and said, hey, it is actually a pin, because when I posted it already on Instagram. So thank you for that, you are right. I then also researched and it used to be a pin. I don't know if there were more or if it was a set or whatever it came with. But I couldn't leave it because I cannot leave things when they're cheap. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I probably put it on some of my Barbie shelves somewhere. Yeah, I could put it next to Beat Blast Barbie, but the truth is I don't have Beat Blast Barbie on the shelves anymore. She is in storage right now, and I don't want to put this just in storage because I don't have space for every Barbie that I own in my collection to display. And like the Beat Blast Barbies I have for a while already, and they're not my favorites. They're not my super favorites. It's not my super favorite era of Barbie when they already had the Mackie face. For a really short time they used the Mackie face for the Playline dolls, and quickly after that then they changed to the Generation Girl face. But so the Beat Blast Barbies are very cool, but not my super favorite, so I don't have them on display currently. Anyways, now I've talked about Beat Blast Barbie just because of the super tiny thing. Do you even see it? I don't know, you don't even see it. Let's put it here. Ha. I hope you enjoyed this video, although it was kind of a hodgepodge of different stuff that I picked up from all these different dolls and you know, plushies that I shouldn't have picked up, and suddenly like Furbies come up and weird pink action figures, and you know, one Polly Pocket I left behind, another one came up. So Monster High is a really weird, like, you know, like haul for me, to be quite honest. But I do like mostly everything. Mostly is like I probably will not keep the big plushies here. I probably will not keep those. The other stuff I'm really happy with. I don't know where I'm gonna put the Furbies. This will be like a challenge where I'm gonna put them on my shelves. I don't know, let's see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget you can give it a thumbs up, can comment down below, and if you're not subscribed, maybe you want to subscribe to my channel, because I do all of that. Also, of course, in 2026, because it was the last flea market video of 2025, and onwards. I'm not planning to stop anytime soon. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!